Well, hello there, chums. I am playing Trials of Mana, the demo, on PlayStation 4. And in the demo, you can play as all 6 of the playable characters in this game. So it's a case of picking which one you want as your main character, because you're going to get to play as their storyline to start out with. But as you progress through the story and you encounter the other 2 characters you select, you can actually choose to play their backstory, which is quite interesting, but you don't get to keep any of the items that you pick up. So yeah, go for the 3 that take your fancy the most. I went for the ones that looked a little bit like the original cast, apart from I got rid of the princessy one. And yeah, I went for a Beast Boy. He actually transforms into like a werewolf. Really quite cool. Every character seems to have their unique sort of personalities, and I quite like it. I went for the main guy, Duran, I believe his name is, Duran. But yeah, he throws you straight into a battle from the off, and I must say, the controls just frickin' pop. The actual controls are fairly simple to pull off the moves, but it works so well. It really does, and when you connect with a move, it does feel quite gratifying. And I used to love the original Secret of Mana, you know, where you're holding down the button and you got the little bar going up and charging up. You've got charge attacks in this, which is great, but you've also got super abilities like a cross cut, which is awesome. There you go, there's the charging up attack there. Hammering the heck out of that little spiky dude. But then, yeah, you've got like a super move, so I was pressing the wrong button there, but there we go, and kapow! Cross cut. Lovely. So I'd imagine there's going to be lots of other special abilities that you can unlock as you progress through this game. Not that I did inside the demo, but I'm guessing that there will be, because you've got like this wheel that pops up, a little bit like in the first one. You can choose different moves. And at the moment I've only got one special move in there. There's 4 that you can slot in. So I'd imagine as you unlock some of the elemental magic, you might be able to plug that in. So here's Charlotte's backstory. So I picked her up a bit later on, found her in a cave, dangling from a precipice, and I saved her. And yeah, so you get to play as her, you get to do her backstory if you so choose. You can skip to do it. I mean, it helps you get familiar with the characters, because you can just use the R1 and R2 buttons to swap characters mid-play, and so then you can, you know, take over the other character, and it's quite good. It's quite nice. Now, I would say that the actual character acting is okay. The voice acting isn't too bad.
What? You want to go to a store?
Hey, listen up, Tiny. I may be as small as you are, but I happen
It's
to
quite
be
charming,
15
isn't it, really?
years old, so I'm basically an adult. My body is just
I love the way that
aging
she
slower
sort
than
of
most
does the
people's
child
do.
type voice.
That's all.
Drops the
Got
sort of like
it?
L's and
Now tell me
replaces them
how
with
to get to a
W's and
store
things.
Or else.
Okay.
Very cool.
Fine.
So yeah, some of the interactions are quite nice. Others were a bit cringe, I have to be. I mean, that one's borderline. That one's borderline. But yeah, it is what it is. It's quite good. I mean, if you ever played the Secret of Mana remake, again, the voices weren't all that great. But here we are. So the actual menu system is so simple and so intuitive, and it looks beautiful. That is proper stunning, isn't it? It really is nice. I'm loving the shell-shaded graphics. I mean, look at the reflection of him in the actual bottom of the screen there. It's the little things that keep me happy, chums. But it was just so easy to read, take in what you're doing. And at the moment, because I can't unlock the classes, you can only assign 2 special abilities per character. Now the whole time they're saying, oh, I want to go and unlock my class, I need to go and unlock my class, and you do feel, yes, I frickin' do, because I want more moves. I want to see what these characters' potentials are, and each of the characters, because they play completely differently, it's great. It really is good. I mean, I've only tried the 3 characters, but there was enough uniqueness between the 3 characters for me to want to develop each and every single one of them and go through their skill trees to see what else I could get. Some of the skills are passive, where others actually take up a slot, which it's fine. But yeah, because it's locked to class and I can unlock the rest, it felt like I was rather limited. But this is the demo, and yes, it left me hungry for more. And the menus, brilliant. The sound quality, fantastic. The little cutscenes in between this, so reminiscent of the old Secret of Mana. I mean, there you go. There's some rabbiters bouncing about there. Brilliant. I really liked it. It was very nostalgic, and it pulled me back to the old Secret of Mana days. Really like the cutscenes, even if you don't want to watch the next characters, like or play through. Sorry, is that next character that you find? You can actually watch like a quick catch up, and you can see what brought them to the journey until your paths intersect. So yeah, basically she's after this guy called Herf, a real nice little prince that looked after her a bit. But this bad jester guy, sort of nicked him. And each of the different characters so far that I've seen have got a different baddie protagonist. And I don't know whether they're all going to cross paths as well and they're part of the same gang. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that you have to come across all these different meanies, because a lot of these meanies in this game, I hated them. Which is exactly what you must feel towards a meanie. I want to go and pound their backsides because each of them were complete pompous gits. And yes, I want to go after them. So yeah, I do want to play this again. I do want to play this through. It's a fantastic little game. It's a complete gem. Yeah, it's I would say it's a little bit. It's not quite the Final Fantasy. I mean, I do a full-on roundup towards the end and a proper review. But yeah, it's not quite Final Fantasy. It's not going to be one of these tactful ones that's going to really play on your skills. At least I don't believe it is. But at the start there was a menu system where you could choose different level settings. I just left it on normal. But I'd imagine you could ramp that up to hard if you really wanted a better challenge. But it's just nice. It's just nice to play. I don't think it's going to be one of those games where you're going to get frustrated and want to throw the controller through the window. I think this is one of those games you can sit back, chill, relax. I like the fact that even in the smallest areas of maps, there were still things to explore and chests to find and stuff to do. And the combat just ties it all together quite nicely. I mean, in the old one, you used to time it, you used to work out what the enemies do and when was the best time to attack. There is still an element of that. You can just hit the square button though and roll out the way, and you can also get new abilities that actually auto counter for you. But in the old one that used to do that as well. You sort of hold your shield or whatever, I mean your sword, to sort of block automatically. And that is still a thing. And that's still a thing in this, and it's great. It really is cool. And some of the backdrops, I mean, it's like those windmills in the background there. It's just beautiful. The game itself, the detail, okay, fair enough. It's not quite as detailed as it could be when you sort of like put it up against something like Dragon Quest or something like that. But it's made by the same people that done Dragon Quest. So the shaded art style is still there, the cel shaded art style. The towns look quite great and quite unique. One of the towns I visited looked amazing. And then in the next instance, it got completely obliterated by these beastmen. Beastmen are these bad guys that turn into werewolves. They're complete gits. Yes, but the guy in my team, he is a beastman, but he's a good beastman. Yeah, and he turns into a wolf. And the only reason he joined your party is because his pet dog died. It's very sort of John Wick. However, there's a bit of a twist. He killed his own dog. He turned into a werewolf and accidentally killed his dog. And he wants to bring his dog back to life. He gets told quite earlier on that's probably going to be Pet Cemetery type Stephen King type stuff, so you don't want to play with that. So yeah, he decides to just join your team anyway and take vengeance on the king for some unknown reason. But yeah, it kind of works. Some of the storylines are a little bit okay. You can buy weapons in this just like you could before. I haven't come across Nico the cat yet. You know, the one with the backpack. Haven't come across him yet. Hopefully he's going to be in there because that would be a real nod to yesteryear. There's still a lot of Secret of Mana type magic. It's like this little fairy that appears and blesses you, and you learn all about the mana sword in this demo, which is cool, and that you are the person to pull it from the stone. So I am on the lookout for the mana sword. Well, you don't get to find it in a demo, bit spoiler there. But anyway, she uses the magic of the waterfall to teleport you from A to B, and it's freaking quite cool. And the sound effects are very much in keeping to the old Secret of Mana. You'll be pleased to hear. Like when you level up and things like that, it's still got the same sort of sound effects. The music has been greatly enhanced from the Super Nintendo days, but it's still there. You still hear the odd jingle and you think, I know that jingle. And it takes you back. It's fantastic. The boss fight, you only get to fight the one boss. Sorry, but it's really good fun. And all I did here is I actually swapped in between each of the characters, and you can see there, you see the little blue glowing things at the bottom that say 200 200 176. Well, there you like your super bars. You charge those up by killing bad guys and picking up the blue things that drop out of them, and that builds up your super power. And yes, I'll pull off a couple of the super moves there. There you go, cross cut, slappity slap, and then I swap onto the other character and I do their special move. So here you go. I can only do one of hers because she's only got like 185. So there you go. There you go. Clubbing it to death. Lovely. But yeah, I couldn't do the second one. So then I swapped to the beast guy. And he does like a kung fu type combo. So all of their super moves are slightly different. I haven't come across anything that's too different though at the moment. I mean, they all connected. The chances of missing is fairly slim, which is good because it does take you a freaking lifetime to charge up those bars. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the actual game mechanics, the sound, the graphics. The graphics, yeah, in places they look a little bit bland, and in other places they look fantastic. It's like when you're outside, all the plateaus are quite flat, and then there's levels, but they're flat. Flat. It looks like someone's just crafted the landscape to look like some sort of wedding cake type tier system. There's no sort of hills, there's no sort of... Yeah, it could have done with a little of extra polish, in my opinion. I do like the fact that enemies can be on multi-level, so you get some winged enemies that you have to take out. So you have to jump up in the air and slap them down to the ground before you can kill them, which is great. And after I killed this boss, guess what turned up, chums? An elemental! Yes! So, Lumia, or something like that. One of the first ones that you get in the Secret of Mana, the original. And yes, they will bring to you some magical powers. So Lumia gives you sort of like healing magic and stuff like that, or imbues your weapon with unholy magic and stuff. Well, holy magic to get rid of unholy things. You get what I mean. But yeah, great, there you go. There's exactly what Lumia does there. So I actually really enjoyed this, mainly because I am a massive fan of the original Secret of Mana. Yeah, it was great. It was good. The demo was quite long. It took me probably about a good 90 minutes to see it all the way through. And I could start again and choose the three other characters and have another little playtest. Because why not? It's a demo and it's free. Go check out the demo. Demo's awesome. And yeah, I think I probably would get the full game. However, what I would say is the full game is £44.99 on the store, which, because it's that expensive, I'm giving it an 8.8. I mean, it's great, but it against Final Fantasy, really? I don't know. I think I'd rather go Final Fantasy, but I did love this. I did love this. You can via Patreon. There's a tier there for pretty much everyone, including ship models. Here are all the people that are getting ship models, and I also have other backers on Patreon with other perks. Go check out my Patreon if that appeals to you. And yes, I also have YouTube membership with various tiers, including the Christmas box for the highest of supporters, and here are those highest of supporters thanking you, chums, thanking you. Or you can head on over to Teespring, grab some merch, get a funky mug or a t-shirt or a pair of socks. Or yeah, you can hit a like, a subscribe, or hit something on this screen and stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer. Or just don't skip my adverts, that throws revenue down my avenue. Thanks for watching.